Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm just journaling and gluing, so come on along. First, I'm just going to do a quick, simple journaling page in my little golden book, The Colors of Winter, that has my January, February, March journaling in it. And I do have several March pages I want to catch up on. I know it's going to be April and I'm going to switch journals, but I'll be flipping back to this one every once in a while so I can get these pages done. And this page is just about the snowstorm that we had on March 10th. I woke up early and the sun was rising. And everything was covered with snow and the tree branches were so pretty. And I know by March everybody's sick of the snow. Except for the skiers. They like to see snow in March, even into April. So they can go skiing and snowboarding. So that doesn't bother them at all. And it doesn't bother me. I like the snow. So I went out for my walkabout at dawn. This is a cookie box, and I'm covering the back of the cookie box here with some paper that looks like birch trees. So I walked around and took lots of pictures of everything all covered in snow. I've got a couple of really pretty pictures. And I just want to journal that it snowed, and I took my little walk. I got to start filming my walks pretty soon. Do some spring nature journaling. Corners always curl up. I could put a little clip on those, I guess. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and probably figure out what I'm going to do with the pictures. I have two pictures. I have this one with the sun coming up over the snow. I love the rays of sun coming down like that on the snow. And the other one, which is here on the desk somewhere. Okay, the sun is coming up and I'm looking up at the trees and they're all sugar coated. The sky was really clear. It was a beautiful morning. So all I'm going to do is somehow back these pictures. Now I picked these colors from the Michaels pad called, what? Stand by. It is called, I'm crossing the room. It is called Holiday Spice, and it's sort of browns and oranges, and I picked this because the opposite page is orange, and I'm not going to put anything on the page because this was actually one of those paper cutting things that people do where they silhouette everything. They cut all these images out of paper and then they put it all together. And this is orange. I don't know if I'll put anything on this page either because these 3 pages are all about orange and my orange pants and orange. And then this is Susan. She's the one who made it, and there's the back of it, so I'll probably leave that there too. So I might not journal on every single page. Some of the story pages might stay like they are. But there's lots of other pages to journal on. That's why I chose these colors. So I'm just going to take a moment and stick these pictures down on backgrounds, do my journaling, and come back and show you the page, and then we're going to move on to the glue book. And this is where I am so far. I backed both of the photos with this paper and just cut it out and dabbed the edges with this vintage photo with my Dolores dauber. Thank you, Dolores. And then one of these, I started making this large background, and I got out this corner cutter that I came across when I was cleaning out my drawer the other day. Now these are really nice Martha Stewart punches, but I got this at a flea market for a really good price. Brand new, I must say. It is very sharp. And I cut the corners. But then when I put it on the paper, I did everything catty-wonky there. So I was going to just journal on a card and glue it down, but then I remembered that I had this matching edger, and I used this in my trashy journal the other day. So I took a piece of that brown paper and edged it, and I decided I'm going to write right on this brown instead of making a little card, because anybody can make a little card. So let's do something a little different here and put that across the bottom, and I will journal on that and then glue it down. And then I'm thinking maybe something up in this corner. A cardinal would go nice up there. Alright, let me journal. Okay, I used my new Panda Hall bird dies, and I made a set of brown birds from this background paper. You know, if you want everything matchy-matchy. But then I'm thinking they don't really pop enough, so then I made a set on this orange paper. I don't have exactly that color, but that's okay. And I'm thinking about adding some orange birds to the page. And I think I like that better than the brown. Now this bird really faces this way, but I can flip him over to this side. You know, this side of the paper is shinier than the other side. No, it's got to be the same on both sides, right? Just the way the die cut presses it, I think. I gotta poke some holes here. Pokey, pokey, pokey. Okay, do we want them flying off the page? Oh, we could do that. Okay, I've got my flying orange birds to match the orange on this page. Got my pictures, March 10th, a snowy walk, a cold dawn. I can cross this off my list of things to journal about. I still have a few more to put in this journal. But now I'm going to let this all dry and move on to my glue book. Well, that did not work out. It's no longer today, it's now tomorrow. And I still haven't picked up my glue book, and that's no April Fool's joke. What I did was I said, well, let me do one more thing, and then let me do one more thing, and then let me do one more thing, and now it's tomorrow, which is April 1st. And what I'm doing right now, I just couldn't put this book down, so I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on. But what I'm doing now, hopefully will be the last thing, is my little mitten with the clothespin on it. Oh, that didn't glue down very well. Oh, I could put some more glue in there. The clothespin was bent, so I decided to reinforce it with a little bit of packaging, cardboard. and then put another piece of paper on top of it. So I got my clothespin steady again. See, there's always one more thing, and I thought this was it. Okay, I just had to go in the closet and get that pink, but I'm looking right there. All right, stand by. I hope that stays put. This I had done the other day, but I bent my clothespin, so it should be okay. Okay, what I did was, let's see, really quickly, I had done this page, right? Then I said, I'll be right back, and I wasn't right back. Because when I turned the page, I saw this, a really pretty page with the orange sun, and it says, orange is a soft goodbye from the setting sun. And I had this picture I took out in the driveway on March 13th. And there had been a bunch of snow on the side of the driveway, and we had a heavy rain, and it sort of washed the clumps across the driveway. They kind of melted as they were going across the driveway, and I thought it was really funny. It was kind of like icebergs melting on the driveway. So anyway, I decided to put that in the journal, and we were playing last week at music lessons, Here Comes the Sun. So I put, sun, sun, here it comes. I feel that ice is slowly melting. George Harrison, driveway, March 13th, 2022. And I just thought it was funny because these clumps of ice were on the side where he had plowed them, and the rain just made them sort of float across the driveway, and then the sun came out and they started melting. Anyway, it was just a silly journaling page. And then I had this picture of Mr. Possum doing some cleaning. He's got the long-handled duster, and he's cleaning off the fan. And I decided to put that in here in a spring cleaning page. Now, I had this picture of my mom that I had copied, and I started printing it out. It's really funny. She's got a babushka tied around her head, and she was shaking out a dust mop. And I think she's yelling at my father not to take her picture because she was in the middle of cleaning, and this was over my grandmother's house, my father's mother's house. And I started printing it out, and I said, oh, that's the wrong size. And I canceled the print before it finished printing her face. And then I printed out the size that I wanted. And then I looked at it, and I was like, well, why didn't I just let it finish printing, and then I could have used it for something else? Duh. So I didn't throw it away. I just kind of ripped the white off a little bit, and you can still see her face here. And this is from my Hoppy Spring Michaels paper pack. And I put spring cleaning, Haverstraw, New York, around 1950, I think this is. And then Mr. Possum cleaning down here, March 2022. And I went crazy punching circles and just put circles everywhere and little flowers and Home Sweet Home. Use a very colorful background, so all these papers are from my spring pack, even though this is my winter journaling. And then I had one more picture of my boots and my pansies on the front porch. And the next page said, green are my soggy boots. I leave them both outside. And I was like, perfect. I put the picture of my blue boots, which are blue, crossed off green, wrote blue with a blue pen, stuck the picture down, rainy, last week in March 2022. And there's a picture of my boots by the door, and my pansies are doing good. And so I got that page done. So I did I did 3 pages after I did this one. So now I have all these pages done in a row, and I'm very happy with that progress. And there's nothing fancy or interactive. They're just sort of like journaling pages, which is fine. And then I'm looking over across the desk, and there was a couple of birthday cards from February when it was my birthday. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to stick them in here. Can't get my mitten to stay. There we go. And so I just put these birthday cards from my sisters. Isn't this one pretty? I just put them in here, and one in the pocket there. And actually there was one more. I didn't put this one in because I'm like, that is so pretty, mermaid. I might save this one for a summer journal. So I stuck in the birthday cards. So now they're not on the desk anymore. They're in here. And then when I got back to you, I was fixing my clothespin over here because it got bent. And I do have more journaling, just regular journaling, flat, put in a picture and journal pages to do. But I promised a little glue book. And here she is, my little Asian themed glue book. And this has been floating around because I wanted to put this in here somewhere. What I want to do is cut out some of these windows and find some characters or some faces to put in there. Now this is a travel style journal, so I can slip this out. And I have so many things that people sent me for my birthday. Did I take out two? Oh, I didn't mean to take out two. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this down to fit this page. And then I'm going to cut out these windows. And then I'm going to go look for some faces that will fit into these windows. So this is number 1. Cutting it to size. Number 2 will be cutting out the windows. And I have a piece of cardboard. Full of holes. Here it is. He's clumsy today. Okay. So I might do this off camera, or should I do this on camera? So we had a bunch of errands to do today, running around, get some things done. So I didn't do any journaling during the day. And now I want to finish up this video. Sometimes I'm very late with sometimes I'm very late with videos. Not doing very well there. It's a thin magazine page. Some people are really good at this. Me, I'm just a fumble fingers. This is a tenement building on East Broadway. Used to go to Chinatown in New York City all the time. Back when my stepmother had an apartment right next to Chinatown. If you look out the window, you could see Chinatown. All you had to do was like cross the street and you were there. Should I do the window down here? Sure, why not? This is a very old building. Everybody's got an air conditioner in the window. No central air in these buildings, I guess. This is very crooked. Very, very crooked. Oops, there I go ripping it again. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Okay, now I have to find some faces. Okay, I switched knives. That orange one is a utility knife that Mr. Possum gave me. And this is a Dollar Tree knife. Maybe I need to be cutting on a hard surface and not something soft. Does that work better? It might. Okay, I have this money envelope, and I think these little mice will fit in here. I'm going to make the windows a little bit bigger by going around the window frame. Well, I think the little mice look very cute in the windows. And I did rip the bottom here, trying to cut that. This is very delicate paper. Either that or I'm not very delicate at cutting. So I have to somehow get this on here. I think what I need to do is go through all the gifted birthday challenge Asian images and kind of sort it out a little bit. And I know that's going to mean mixing everybody's stuff up. But there are other things that people sent, like for my kitty boho and for my nature book, in there. Oops, that's not good. And I need to see what I have and sort of put it together and what I want to put on different pages. And somehow get all those birthday cards in here too. I don't have a lot of experience with this whole glue book idea. At least now I know which knife to use. But I guess it'll take me some practice before I stop ripping everything. Okay, got two. Put the purple one next. Linda's like the master at this. It amazes me. Her Collage My World, oh my gosh. It is so amazing. Oop. So detailed, so intricate, the way she cut everything. Okay, now I ripped down here already, so I gotta be careful. Here's my other little guy. I know I got one more somewhere. There he is. A little double layer here from the envelope. I can take that off, I think. I do have a craft mat somewhere. Okay, now here comes the tricky part for me. Getting this down on here. Yeah, so I don't think I'll do a lot in this book today, but I will go get down on the floor and try to sort some of that stuff out. And see what ideas for pages I can come up with. And it's not an official swap and glue, so I don't have to use just one person's things on a page. I can mix and match. Mix and match. I learned this from Linda. Put it down a little at a time. I was gluing the whole page and trying to stick it down, getting it on crooked, big wrinkles. I was using glue that was too wet. The glue stick works much better. I mean, you're still going to have wrinkles, but I mean, you know, you don't want a lot of air bubbles and stuff. Ta-da! A little sticky. A little sticky. Sticky mess, sticky mess. Okay, so I think that's going to be it. But you know what? A job well begun is a job half done. Which makes no sense because I am nowhere near half done at all. But once I start on something, it gives me incentive to keep going. How's that? Now this is from 2021 and this is from 22. Should I mark them? Where's that little pen I had? So this is from Heather C. 2021. And I don't know who this is from, but this is 2022. All right. Well, it's something. I got out the glue book. I put something in it. I am going to go right now down on the floor where I threw everything and stored it out for a little bit. So I'm going to say thanks for coming along today. Happy glue book. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye now.